90.3 The Rock, WUTK. Good afternoon to you. My name is Benny Smith, and we've got about 8 minutes away from 4 o'clock in Knoxville on this Tuesday afternoon. And you have got to tune to 90.3 The Rock, WUTK, of course. And would like to thank Ryan for helping me out on the switcher, because you're also checking out UTTV The Rock Unplugged. And you can see that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Thursday. Let's get this right. Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 9. Channel 194 on the Comcast Digital Package. Channel 65 here on campus with all the students back on the Hill. Now with the spring semester in full effect and classes starting tomorrow, don't forget to check out The Rock Unplugged, as what it is a 30-minute show that captures a live in-studio performance, records it, and then replays it for you about a month or two later from some of the really cool bands that we have come and play live in the studio, usually a band, musician, entertainer of some sort who is performing live the same evening here in town. So don't forget to check it out, The Rock Unplugged, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday nights at 9 on UTTV. But obviously you're hearing it live here on the radio as well on 90.3 The Rock. And today we have got from the state of Ohio, Dafish in the house. And I guess, where did he go? Did he run in there? There you are, brother. Step on up to the mic. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You hear me okay in there? Everything good?
Yeah.
So far, so good. We'll get it pumped up a little bit. Okay, we'll come in there and make sure that happens here in just a minute. And you'll probably hear me a little bit better there as well. So that hopefully helps. But we'll come in and figure that out for you just a little bit as well. Welcome to Knoxville, man.
Thank you very much.
I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is this your first trip through to Knoxville?
This is my first trip through, yeah.
Very cool. Well, like I said, welcome to Knoxville. We're glad to have you here. Yeah. Got some things to talk about when we come back. An EP that you released last Valentine's Day, I think. Is that right? Or last year? And we're going to talk a little bit about your influences. Obviously, I guess you could be called Americana, maybe indie folk. I mean, there's a lot of descriptions and tags that can be thrown around, I guess. But very strong songwriter. Kind of brings together a folksy country in a way, kind of tear-in-your-beer, honky-tonk approach in a way with that indie rock sensibility of a good, minute 58-second song, maybe 2:14 if you want to stretch out the power ballad, but kind of puts it all together into one world that comes out as being Dafish. And before I ask you a few questions about the sound and your influences and things of that nature, why don't you give us a song?
Great.
What you going to do for us?
Yeah, we're going to do a tune that's yet to be released. Hopefully should be off my debut full-length. And this tune's called "There Must Be Something Wrong with These Shoes Blues."
Very cool. This is Dafish live on 90.3 The Rock and on UTTV The Rock Unplugged. Turn it on, leave it on, and you can check them out tonight at Preservation Pub. Go ahead, guys.
There must be something wrong with these shoes that keep me walking right back home to you. And I tried to untie them, but they never do come loose. Oh, there must be something wrong with these shoes. And there must be something wrong with these eyes. They make you look like an angel when you're only telling lies. And I tried wearing glasses, but they never did feel right. Oh, there must be something wrong with these eyes. I swear it's physical, it ain't just in my head. So write me that prescription, doc, and banish me to my bed. Don't just send me back to that cruel girl, she'll suck me in again while I have got the blues. 'Cause there must be something wrong with these shoes. Well, there must be something wrong with this heart. Pumps the blood down to my dick and leaves my brain sitting in the dark. And I bought myself a pacemaker, couldn't get the damn thing to start. Well, there must be something wrong with this heart. It's physical, it ain't just in my head. So write me that prescription, doc, and banish me to my bed. Don't you send me back to that cruel girl. She'll suck me in again. Well, I have got the blues. 'Cause there must be something wrong with these shoes. There must be something wrong with these shoes. I have got the blues. 'Cause there must be something wrong with these shoes.
Very cool stuff. Dafish live in studio here on 90.3 The Rock. Can you hear that a little bit better? Is that a little bit better for you?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Still a little bit of guitar if I could through the.
All right, we'll
That'd
see.
be great.
We'll see
But
what
yeah,
we can do mixing for you.
Cool in here.
Really good stuff, man. Really, really cool tune. The name of that tune again is
There Must Be Something Wrong with These Shoes Blues.
very cool. Not on the EP that was released last February. You're talking like that could be potentially your first single or next single,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm thinking. I think that's going to be a pivotal song on the next record.
That's very cool. Very, very
Yeah.
cool. Let's talk a little bit about the EP. Your Love Is Bumming Me Out. Was released last Valentine's Day, I guess. 5 songs, 8 minutes long total, right? I guess.
Yep, I think it's kind of a silly release, but it was first out on cassette, and this Irish label called Indicator Records, and
That's INDIEK,
yeah,
which is cool.
yeah.
I like that.
I know, I like that too. It's a cool name. Yeah, but they put it out as a short edition of cassettes and digitally, and it got some good, response, and that kind of parlayed into to the release that I'm kind of touring on behalf of right now, which is essentially a re-release. I got picked up in the States by Afternoon Records.
Yep.
So
is that a Warner's
out of Minneapolis? Yeah, it's a Warner subsidiary.
Yeah.
And they've been fantastic, and they picked it up and they gave it a re-release, a wider scale release on like 7-inch vinyl.
Wow, that's cool.
So, yeah.
So you've done the cassette thing, you've done the 7-inch vinyl thing, so you're way out in front as far as the hipness goes, I guess. So
next I'm putting out an 8-track.
There you go, man. Way out in front. Again, we've got Dafish live in studio on 90.3 The Rock and on UTTV The Rock Unplugged. My name's Benny Smith. Glad to be here this afternoon. Originally, I guess, from Cleveland, Ohio, but then went down the road to Columbus to the 80,000 student strong Ohio State University, or the Ohio State University.
Absolutely, yeah.
And did you get involved with the music scene there in Columbus? I mean, that's been a pretty somewhat under the radar, but still pretty strong, scene for quite a few years, I guess, hasn't it?
Yeah, Columbus is I got pretty much immediately into it. As soon as I got to school, I was, I started an early college band, and we were kind of folk pop, a little more straightforward. And it was a lot of fun, but yeah, we got a great scene. I mean, Times New Vikings out of Columbus,
right?
And the Black Swans,
right? I was going to say Black Swans.
They're one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah, very
Saint
cool.
Seneca's a great folk band out of there. We have a really strong kind of folk presence over there.
Well, let's go back before that. Even who did you grow up listening to? Because obviously, when I listen to your music, there's some things I hear. I can go back and I can, in some of the lyrics, you can hear some of the, even honky tonk kind of
Totally.
country stuff, I think. But then again, you can hear some Neil Young. I think I've seen some comparisons to Daniel Johnston, Joe Pug, who we've had in studio, who's just a spectacular
he's a great
songwriter as well. A guy that I love a lot and have had the opportunity to work with. I've been a fan of his for a long time. A great, clever songwriter, great singer, and somebody I think you said you may have discovered because they said there was a comparison is Robbie Fultz, who on Bloodshot Records for years and just a great singer-songwriter as well.
Yeah,
and
he's a quick-witted dude.
Oh, man, such a clever songwriter.
Man, yeah, that was somebody. The other, I think you're dead on with those. The one that also pops up a lot is John Darnielle.
Yeah.
Who that's one of my favorites because I love him. I mean,
are these people you grow up listening to, or were you more of them?
Neil Young, I certainly grew up listening to. I grew up listening to a lot of Bruce Springsteen.
Sure.
And
speaking of decent songwriters.
Oh yeah, totally. He's pretty good. Yeah.
He's catching on.
Yeah. He's blowing up right now.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, I listen to a lot of him. My dad had me listen to Jackson Browne and Dylan and that kind of stuff. And then one of my good buddies in 7th grade found out about music blogs, and then he was kind of my introduction to
the intranets.
Elliott Smith.
Oh yeah.
And Bell and Sebastian and all the great kind of contemporary songwriters.
Well, we talked a little off mic too about this whole kind of indie folk, alternative folk scene. With people like Bright Eyes or Bonnie Prince Billy. And I really get a lot of that from where you're coming from. But especially I think a lot of that lends it to that whole, 2.5 minute, 2 minute, 14 second song, which kind of leads me back to some other fellow Ohioans, and that's Guided by Voices.
Guided by Voices.
So it's all kind of this really cool stew that comes out as being Dafish, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Thanks so much, man. You clearly know the music well.
Well, it's very well done. Can you give us a little bit of a taste of another tune you're going to do?
Absolutely, yeah. This song is kind of a silly one. It's the first track off my debut EP, Your Love Is Bumming Me Out.
Yeah.
And this tune's called I'm Proud of You, Joanna.
Very cool. This is Dolph. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I believe it clocks in at about 47 seconds. So.
Whoa, an epic. A freaking power ballad.
It's a power ballad. Yeah.
Cool. This is Dafish. All 47 seconds of him live on your radio on 90.3 The Rock. And The Rock Unplugged. Turn it on, leave it on, let it go.
Well, it's Christmas Monday morning, and I'm still dressed in my Halloween best. I am the Hamburglar, and you're a ghost, and the places you have come to fear the most. By dashboard confessional is playing on my stereo, and I'm not proud of it, or of those things that I couldn't quit, but I am proud of you, Joanna, for learning when to split.
Dafish live on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. And before I ask you to do another one there while you're tuning, folks, if you have to just run away from your radio right now and do something, how can folks find you on the internet? How can they go and download a tune or listen to a little bit more if they can't hear the rest of our interview, because we're only about halfway done? So how can they find out more about you out there on the internets?
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on MySpace, dolfish.afternoonrecords.com. The label page has got a couple high-quality MP3s and some press stuff, and yeah, pretty much anywhere. I think Last FM and
cool,
maybe Pandora.
Now, you were saying you're kind of looking into the crystal ball that is 2012, and when may you be working on this record, or do you envision releasing one? What, you got a game plan there?
Yeah, actually, as of a week ago, I think we do have a game plan.
All right.
So, yeah, it's kind of a new thing. I've been writing songs for the record while I've been touring. I've been doing a lot of dates in support of it. And yeah, right now, it's looking like I'm probably 7 or 8 songs into what's going to be maybe a 13-song record. If it goes the way I hope it does. I think I'm going to be recording it in May.
Cool.
And then, promoting it all throughout the summer, and then probably a release date in September.
Do you stick with, stick with what got you here, basically? You stick with the shorter songs, or might there be, goodness forbid, a 4.5-minute tune on this record? You never know.
There actually is. There actually is a really, really interesting kind of...
Is that like a 12-inch remix or something, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, there's a 4.5-minute song. You were dead on with that.
All right.
You're like a mind reader or something.
Yeah,
a soothsayer.
Well, I've been doing this radio thing a few years, so maybe I can just attribute it to that. So, are you tuned? You ready to go? And folks, he tunes because he cares. So I just want to let you know that. All right, and also again, you can be sure, and we will be. I'm sure when the new record comes out, be pumping that up. But we're also going to see what we can do about getting some stuff from Your Love Is Bumming Me Out, which was the debut EP from Dafish, released last Valentine's Day, so it's been almost a year. So, are we ready?